Banana Slam Jam.
Oh, this is BSJ, and this is going to be my video for the heroes I want to try in the offlane for 7.25. And this is what I mean by heroes I think the build could potentially be different, and I really want to see whether or not they're viable. So definitely you can check out my stream if you want to see how I'm doing with those. And I'm going to talk about why I want to try them and what I'm going to be trying. So first and foremost is Beastmaster. I was having trouble with his board build last patch. It felt like he lost his lane a lot. And now that axes are magic damage, it means they do more damage to creeps. So what I really want to try is like a support with a Basilius. And now that Sage's Mask got buffed towards Necro, because you're not relying on the boar in this build, I want to try maxing axes first as well as the aura. They also gave him 10 attack speed at level 1. And you spam your axes. You go first, like, you go normal stat items to start the lane, but then you go double Sage's Mask straight into Necro Book. And you just spam axes the entire lane. And it makes you do more damage to creeps. It makes you trade better with the heroes. So I definitely want to try Beastmaster out with the maxed axes into first item Necro Book. That's one I really want to try first off. Next up is Dazzle. He might be a 2, but I want to try him as 3 as well. The new Ags makes it so that you reapply Poison Touch every time you use a spell, meaning that you attack 8 units around you. It makes it so you instantly clear creep waves with your heal bomb as long as you have the level 10 talent, which you will have by the time you get an Ags. So it increases his farm speed, increases his damage output in fights, and makes him much more of a core than he used to be. So I do want to try him potentially as a 3, maybe as a 2. And next here I want to try as Bounty Hunter. The new Ag Scepter makes it so that your Shuriken Toss applies the Janata Gold Steel and makes it a longer cast range, which once you combine that with the level 15 talent for extra damage, and even the level 20 talent for extra gold stolen, that will add up a lot, especially in low-level pubs. It can be really fun. But I think it's even potentially viable to go, phase earn Windlace into Ags on higher level games. So I'm curious to try that out myself. Next hero is Nature's Prophet. They made it so his ultimate gives plus damage for every unit killed for 50 seconds from his ultimate. So in the early game, if you use your ultimate, yeah, it's a longer cooldown, but for 50 seconds, you'll get somewhere between 20 to 40 free damage. And that's a lot of damage for just a hero that gets a lot of levels early. So he might even be a mid laner, but I definitely think he's more of a core because of that change. And he could be really scary to try to fight or even just take towers with, even more so in the early game because of that extra little bonus damage. When you go like Tread, you go Blightstone, you can even go straight into like Orchid, straight into damage items. That extra bit of damage on a hero like that will add up a lot in his mid-game momentum, and it's quite scary to me what kind of pace you can set in a game with that much free damage on a hero that is already pretty scary in the mid game. My next hero is Enigma. I think the buff to his black hole damage, level 1, doubling it, makes it do 400 damage if fully channeled, pure damage. Basically means that he's a guaranteed kill on anybody if he gets a full duration black hole off in the early game. So what this means for me is Enigma's obviously the same hero as he was before in the late game, scary as all hell, but now he's a much more of a kill threat at level 6, and potentially just creates a dead lane of his own, because unless you go gank him as a team, pretty much every hero in the game, in my opinion, will die to an Enigma black hole with 400 pure damage coming out of it. So I definitely want to try that. Pretty standard builds on Enigma. Nothing creative or fancy in that. Just the fact that you offer such a ridiculous kill potential at level 6 really buffs up the hero for me. And then my next hero I want to try is Darkseer. With the change to Surge being a flat movement speed, he works way better with percent-based movement buffs. Whether or not he pairs better with like Spear Breakers, or even just getting boots makes him even more impactful with the bonus, because Surge gives so much movement speed that like the 15% from boots will just make him so much harder to kill, so much faster. And also his level 10 talent made the Ion Shell radius 125 larger, much more potent for farming. Like, it's going to be pretty scary for pretty much any hero to... It benefits him in fights, benefits him late game, benefits his farming, benefits everything about Darkseer. So, all those things combined, if you go like early boots, when you're cutting creeps and stuff, you're just that much more survivable because of the rework to Surge. And I just want... He's basically the same hero as we've always seen, building the same items, in my opinion. But I want to try and see how much better his laning stage is with the reworks to Surge and the buff to the talent on Ion Shell. Another hero I want to be trying for this patch. I was trying her a bit last patch, but now with the new Ags, I think Snapfire could be really cool. Her Ags is effectively a 2,000 range, launch a teammate or a creep in a glob, and it stuns for 1.5 seconds. So it's a 40-second cooldown, and it's pretty crazy in terms of the theoretical initiation that she could offer. I don't think you would ever rush Ags because it's not like a farming item or anything like that. I think if you get like one fighting item like a Greaves or like a Mech Pipe into Ags, the amount this hero can do from the core position would be pretty scary. So I definitely want to have some fun, but also really try the serious viability of Snapfire with an Ags in the mid to late game. And also, as a little tidbit on the side, if you're really having a rough game, nothing will feel better than shooting one of your raging teammates into the opponent from 2,000 range, or when you're winning the game, and you can just shoot one of your teammates into the fountain. So some solid BM as well as some fun to be had there, but also, in my opinion, a potentially legit viability to a hero and adding a dynamic she didn't previously have. So definitely want to check that out. Really strong laning stage from Snapfire, and I think she'll have a nice natural build up to potentially buying that Ags. So I'm looking forward to trying her as well. Lastly, I want to try Night Stalker. I think Vlad's is going to be an insanely broken item this patch, and I think with the buffs to Night Stalker's laning stage, with the extra health regen, the extra int, as well as the extra movement speed, he's going to get out of laning stage even better. He doesn't get hurt by the all stats being nerfed on the build up to Vlad's. He's a hero that doesn't need very many items to be impactful, and the buffs to his talents, especially his level 25, making his hyper late game even better. I think Night Stalker is going to be a very scary hero if given a decent start in lane, and he's much more likely to get that because of the buffs to his laning stage. So those are the heroes I'm definitely going to be trying out this patch as opposed to last patch, and stay tuned for my stream if you want to see what conclusions I've come to over the course of 7.25.